Yesterday, I installed Arch Linux on my computer, my Lenovo ThinkPad, and it has worked okay so far. So I have two, what do you call them, like like GUI visual whatever managers, Hyprland and GNOME. I installed GNOME by default. That's the one. Well, not by default, but the one I followed in the tutorial. It gave me GNOME, which is good because then it meant I could like set up my apps very easily. But I want to switch to Hyprland because Hyprland looks awesome. Okay, no, that's a lie. Hyprland looks really bad, but I know it's highly riceable, so it will look awesome. It's just a bit dark because, well, a bit dark. It's also quite dark because my main light is off, just because it's like, I don't know, it's a vibe, but I'm not entirely invisible. So, uh, yeah, I want to learn how to rice Hyprland, because I hear Hyprland is probably the best one for Arch. Also, um, I haven't really had any issues with setting up so far, except for connecting to Eduroam at my university. For some reason, I just can't log in. I got the certificate, you know, the whatever it's called, CET whatever, the set or CAT whatever, and I got my login credentials correct, but for some reason it doesn't even give me an error. It just like asks for my username and password, tries to connect, and then asks for my username and password again. Like no error or anything. Like even when I check the logs, like there's no error. It just doesn't connect. So I don't know why. I'm gonna investigate that further tomorrow, I guess, when I'm actually on campus, because I can't do it from home. But otherwise, yeah, it works. It works. I'm recording this right now on my Asus VivoBook. Why? I mean, I did get OBS actually working. There's no Streamlabs on Linux, but there is normal OBS. And yeah, it works fine. I was able to record a quick test recording, and it seems to work. So it probably work for like recording videos. But I'm gonna watch these videos now, and also probably check out the wiki as well, the Hyperland wiki for how to set up. So if I decide to open Hyperland on my computer and like start skinning it, then I need to be able to do that. Because like for those who don't know, when you want to switch between different GUI thingies, like for like let's say I want to switch from GNOME to Hyperland, like I would start recording OBS in GNOME, but then to switch to Hyperland, I need to log out, switch or close all my apps, including OBS and the recording, then open Hyperland, and then like I need to figure out how to keep get the recording back up and going. So yeah, for now, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna record from this computer from now until I have that one more stable. Um, yeah, though. Also, there might be a way for me to record my other screen from this computer. Um, like in the same way that you can record a Nintendo Switch through OBS, through like this special HDMI recorder thing. But I'll figure that out later. Anyway, for now, let's just get started. What the hell? Okay, so there's a few videos here. I'm gonna start with this one. What the hell? I'm gonna start with this one, the 5 stages of Arch Rising.
So, you install Arch, not for work, not for
With the
productivity,
Texas
not even
visuals.
because you know what you're doing. You installed Arch because you saw a screenshot that looked like a hacker's dream. Clean
Yes.
terminal, glowy
Yes.
fonts,
Yes.
anime wallpaper, and a bar that
Perhaps.
faded in like it was powered by magic. Or
Yes.
maybe you wanted to wear thigh-high socks, post a screenshot,
Yes.
and say, I use Arch,
Yes.
by the way. And
On God, if someone gives me thigh-high socks, I will take a picture of me on my arch with that, coating in rust in Neovim. Just saying.
honestly, no one can stop you. You felt the call of Unix porn. You thought it would be
Oh,
simple.
yes.
Install a WM, change the wallpaper, tweak a config file or
Fuck
two,
no.
and boom, aesthetic desk.
Honestly, it's been more simple than I expected. But that's only because my expectations were like sky high. Um, so far I haven't had to do any programming, which is what surprised me. But that also sucks because programming is like the easy part if you know how to program. The hard part is having to somehow know which steps to follow. Like there isn't really like a logic to setting up Arch Linux. Like you kind of just have to follow the guide and know what you need to do. Like obviously like to an extent, I can like okay, I want to partition this stuff and do this stuff. But like ultimately, if you don't know Arch documentation, you're kind of screwed. So that was the hard part for me, especially because the guide that I followed was a YouTube tutorial, and it was a bit outdated. So that caused me issues for like 2 hours. It was not fun.
Desktop achieved, right? That's when it begins. Stage
The
1,
pricing should be
denial. At first, it's smooth.
more
You
programming
get the
based.
install done. You even boot into your desktop feeling proud like you just climbed a mountain. You install i3 or maybe Hyprland if
What is i3?
you're feeling brave.
Okay, so Hyperland's harder. Is that Dalek? Sick. Which means it's better, right? I mean, not harder because it's better, but like harder. Like if Hyperland's more complex, I assume that means that it's more flexible, more customizable. Gnome is probably like the least customizable, so I definitely want to go off that.
You slap on a wallpaper from Unix porn, install a
Bro,
couple fonts. You even learn what a .config folder is. It feels like you're
that's
in
crazy.
control. Like install a couple
Folder.
fonts. You even learn what a .config folder is.
Oh right, yeah. So let me actually open this up on my ThinkPad, right? Um, because I do have yeah the .config folder. I'm not so familiar with it. I kind of like used it maybe kind of for like NeoVim on Windows, the settings. But aside from that, I can't think of much that I've used it for. So if I open I mean obviously you guys can't see anything, but if I open my files, um by the way, this mouse, there's a button at the bottom for where you can switch between 3 modes, which means I can switch between using my mouse for this computer and the other computer easily. It's so cool. I love the Lenovo. What's this called? No, the Logi Anywhere, whatever it's called. So anyway, I have the .config folder, which contains configs for Claude, Discord, Kitty terminal, I guess, Obsidian, OBS. Yeah, there's a lot here. Um, there's a built-in code editor. Okay. Um, I should we have NeoVim here as well? Yeah, I got NVim folder, which is I've used that to copy in my stuff from like I have my Lua config for NeoVim on GitHub, so I just cloned that. Anyway,
Is. It feels like you're in control, like you're the main character, but that doesn't last long.
not
One
yet.
day, the terminal opens with the wrong font, your bar disappears, your wallpaper resets after reboot, and now, for some reason, every app is 2 pixels too big. Now you're in stage 2, anger. You try to fix one thing, and 3 others break. You switch from polybar to ew, then back to polybar. You try a new compositor, it crashes your session. You edit a config file, and suddenly lose all your keybinds. Nothing feels consistent.
It's a
Every
joke.
tutorial you follow is either outdated or too advanced. You
Yes,
sit there,
outdated
scrolling
indeed.
through GitHub repos, hoping someone else figured it out, and copy-pasting code like your life depends on it. You start blaming your
I
system.
do want to
You
avoid
think,
copy
this is
pasting if
why
I
people
can.
use Windows. But deep down, you still believe you can fix it. That's when stage 3, bargaining begins. You start making deals with yourself.
Just like the
If I
five
can
stages
just
of
fix
grief.
the gaps between windows, I'll stop ricing. If I get the transparency to look right, that's it. I'll never touch the config again. But you
Bro.
do. You always do. You spend hours tweaking font sizes, switching between color schemes, testing which terminal emulator looks the cleanest. Because now it's not about usability. It's personal. You want your desktop to feel like you. But it never feels quite done. Eventually, your system breaks. Like, fully breaks. No
Yep.
GUI, just a blinking cursor.
Oh,
And
do
you
I?
enter stage 4, depression. You sit there, staring at the black void. Nothing
I was actually thinking I'll probably keep GNOME for the foreseeable future, just because it's like a good backup in case I manage to break Hyperland somehow.
works. You forgot to back up your configs. You don't even remember what compositor you were using. It feels
I would definitely back up my configs via GitHub because I know that it's fairly easy to just like delete everything on Linux by accident.
Feels like you've wasted hours, maybe days, just chasing the perfect rice. And now, you're back at square one. You consider giving up. You think about switching to something stable, install GNOME, maybe even Debian. Let someone
No.
else. You think about switching to something stable, install
Yeah, so okay, so that is GNOME. Yeah, I just don't like GNOME. It's so basic.
GNOME,
Like it's worse than like
maybe
Windows.
even Debian. Let someone else handle the rice. Let it go. But something in you refuses. You wipe the system, start clean. This time slower, smarter. You learn what each config file actually does. You stop blindly copying dot files. You
Uh,
test things, read the docs,
uh-huh.
watch videos.
The
You
docs.
finally get it. And now you've reached stage 5, acceptance. Your rice is clean, your font is sharp, your bar fades in like a movie intro. Your keybinds feel natural. Your terminal looks like a portal to the Matrix. You've added just enough animations to make it feel alive, but not enough to break your system. You don't even open apps anymore. You just open NeoFetch and Vibe. Sometimes you stare at your desktop for 5 minutes like it's art. You post a screenshot online. Someone asks, "What distro is that?" You smile quietly to yourself, because you know the answer. But honestly, whether you're tweaking your desktop or diving into cybersecurity, it's all about the same thing:
Why is
taking
cybersecurity
control,
mentioned? Yeah.
learning how stuff works under the hood, not settling for good enough. I made a beginner-friendly guide that breaks down the basics. No boring theory,
No.
just practical stuff you can actually use. So if you want
Okay. What's the actual like? Because I know there is a thing, right? Hyperland, Hyperland. Is it Hyper? No, it's Hyperland. Talks, right? Hyperland Wiki. Hello there, idea traveler. Welcome to the Hyperland Wiki. Take a tour of the pages on the left and read ones that you may need. This wiki is versioned. That's cool. Very cool, actually. So, getting started. Okay, so I did actually take a peek at this, but I kind of got lost. So installation is done. Then read the master tutorial. So NVIDIA VM launching Hyperland. Okay, so first question: what is a TTY? Right? What is a Linux TTY? A Linux TTY teletypewriter is a terminal interface that allows users to interact with the operating system. How do I open it though? Just like any terminal then? Is a TTY literally just a, I don't know, a weird alias for a terminal? Alias, sorry. Also, I should really be writing these notes somewhere. So I'm gonna open Obsidian. But how do I store this? I can't use like a Zettelkasten, can I? Oh, I guess I can just use the wiki as my guide. But no, that doesn't make sense either. I don't know. Let's just um, inbox. Is a TTY just a terminal? Yes. Okay. A TTY is a terminal. So it's called a teletypewriter. Device name, Unix device name for a physical or virtual terminal connection. A TTY is actually PTS. Doug. No cambiar. Oh, camera lock in. Um, okay. Specifically for Unix, specifically referring to the Unix device driver. that manages what? Terminal connection. Okay. Okay, bro. Okay, so typing start Hyprland in your TTY. I can also just log out and do that. So tell you what then, I'm actually going to log out now of GNOME and go to Hyprland. So log out, Kojo, enter Kojo, settings button, Hyprland, enter my password. Yeah. I did already open Hyprland by the way, so like I've kind of set up. Well, I mean, really not much, but like I am able to like open the terminal and stuff, and like do stuff like echo hello. Again, you can't see any of this, but it's there. For some reason, it changes my keyboard though. Like my keyboard should be UK, but switching from GNOME to this changes the keyboard layout. I don't know why. I would assume that, like, I'd assume that that'd be like what even is like GNOME and Hyprland? Like, I thought they were just like skin things, right? So actually, let's start there. What is Hyprland? And I'll create a new note here. Hyprland wiki, I guess. Um, bro, what is Hyprland? Is this an FAQ? Nope. Hyperline is highly customizable dynamic tiling Wayland compositor design for. But what does that mean? Dynamic tiling Wayland compositor. A tiling window manager splits your screen up like a grid. Okay, so it's a window manager. So Hyperland, like GNOME, is a window manager. Yep. And this one's actually not credited there. That's credited to a different post. Okay. So it just manages Windows, right? So then why is it also affecting my keyboard? That's a bit strange. Um. Okay. If you're adventurous on our system, you can also try UWSM. Okay, I'm not going to do that. You can see some launch flags for doing Hyperland. These include setting the config path. Okay. Login managers are not officially supported. I think I'm using GDM. I can't actually remember. How do I check? Let me get Claude here as well. I actually reached my Claude limit, by the way, today, but it's now reset. So that's okay. How do I check what window manager and login manager I'm using on Arch? Just echo. Okay. So I want to get the XDG session type, Waylands, thought so, and then current desktop, Hyperland, desktop session, Hyperland. So like, what even is Wayland? You know? Okay, hold on. Like, how do I organize these notes? Okay, how about this? I'll make it a project called setting up Hyperland. Okay, so Hyperland, like GNOME, is a window manager. The following variables can be echoed in the terminal. So to bash. So we got xdg session type. Right, this gave me Wayland. Echo, okay, I'll just copy this actually. And it could be X11 instead, like what's X11 as well. Hyperland, and this is Hyperland, a little bit lowercase. Okay. Check writing processes, already got that. For the login display manager, system CTL, status display manager. Is that what a login manager is as well? Yeah, so I'm using GDM, which is a GNOME display manager, which I assume works best for GNOME. I will change this to something else in the future, but can check the display manager via system CTL status display manager. My initial one for Arch was GDM, the GNOME display manager. Can I do the same thing, but just instead of display manager, type window manager? No. Windows manager? No. Okay, fine, whatever. Right. Okay. What actually is Wayland? Because Hyperland uses Wayland, and they both have land in their thing. Wayland is a display server protocol. Wayland is a display server protocol responsible for. Okay, what is a compositor? Okay, that's how applications get their pixels drawn to the screen. I see. But again, like, why does that affect my keyboard? Okay, so Hyprland is more than just a compositor. It's a window manager. Although it may be more accurate to call it a compositor. Okay, it also handles inputs. Since it so it can also do more like input and window management. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so I'm using GDM. How do I switch then? SGDM? Okay. I'll change this later just because I don't want to screw up my login process because then I can't switch back to GNOME if I need to for like emergencies. DE like pre-created setups. Nope. Okay. Use SuperQ to launch Kitty. Yep, so I have Kitty. That's the terminal I'm using. If you wish to choose a default terminal before you proceed, you can do so in config hyperlam.conf. Okay, I've done that, so it's Kitty. If if you're in the best experience with less hassle googling, keep reading. Yep. So click on software. Must have software page. I think I've installed all of those already now. See configure Hyprland page. To learn all about configuring your displays. Okay. Why is it opening up there? Head on to the configuring Hyprland page to learn all about configuring Hyprland to your liking. Okay, so let's start here with the monitors config. This page cannot be found. Well, that is just great. I don't need monitors anyway. Okay, the right sync of having experience. Awesome. What else is here? Cursors. How to change your mouse cursor. I don't really care. Why is it a pain? My cursor does appear. Why is it opening up here? What the hell? Yeah, I'll just leave the cursor alone for now. Themes. Force apps use Wayland. Chromium doesn't. Well, great, because Vivaldi is Chromium. Why does that match it then? I don't know. Okay, so we'll move on to configuring. But before we do that, let me check out some of these videos then.
You know, I'm no tiling window manager guy. All of my workflows, gaming habits, and basically all the software I use are better with a mouse and keyboard configuration. But there is one window manager that has caught my interest recently. And it's one that I neglected in the past, mainly because it wasn't provided for many distros. Hyprland. In today's video, we're going over on what Hyprland is, how it differentiates.
Obviously Hyprland is a tiling Windows manager, but I like how it makes it very easy to switch between different desktops. Well, I mean, you can think of them as desktops. Like I can master key 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. to switch between different desktops, which means I can have different apps in full screen and then switch between them easily via hotkey. Which, by the way, is what I want for Windows, but I can't do that. So like that's why I have to like go left and right. Whereas ideally, I'd want to be able to just immediately switch between my different desktops using a hotkey. For some reason, Windows does not support that. But Hyperland not only can you do that with hotkeys, but it's also instant. Like I tried to disable this scrolling animation on Windows, but I can't disable it without also disabling my browser animations. So, like JavaScript, CSS animations. So I was just like, screw it. I don't care then. But definitely cool to have that with Hyperland out the box.
From other tilers like Sway, how you install it, do some basic configuration, and of course, my personal experience with it. And let's dive straight into it.
This video is only 8 minutes, so might as well. What?
Hyprland is a tiling window manager which,
It is a
just
year ago
like
though.
Sway, runs on the more recent Wayland display protocol.
Also, like I guess well, I feel like a tiling Windows Manager also works a lot better for bigger screens. Like the ThinkPad screens are kind of small, but uh,
This
just a
comes with
thought.
many advantages like better multi-monitor support at mixed refresh rates,
Cool.
less overhead for developers, and better security. For those of you who don't even know what a tiling window manager is, here's a quick overview. So essentially all modern desktop environments, no matter if you are on Windows, macOS or Linux, use so-called floating windows.
Yeah.
They float because you can move them anywhere.
For the record, I never use floating windows as floating. Like the only time I find that useful is when I want to open File Explorer and then drag files into my browser. But like even then, it's not that useful because then once I drag it into my browser, then the browser takes priority, and then my File Explorer goes into the background. And like sometimes like I need to like drag it around like to get like the right position. It'd be better to just open it in a tile, and then I can drag it in that way. Yeah. So I mean, point in case, I pretty much never use um windows like this. Oh, actually, I can demonstrate what I mean. Like, let's say I want to drag something in here, right? Like I have a image here that I want to like drag in, and then it will change here, and now it's hidden, so I have to go back, whatever. It's a hassle. It's annoying. I much prefer to just have everything in full screen. It's why whenever you, in all my videos, you'll see that like even with my terminal, I have it on full screen, and then I just switch between my desktops like this. So already my workflow is, it fits a tiling workflow very well. Tiling windows.
Overlap one window with another and they don't affect each other's unless you snap them into a certain part of the display. The idea behind tiling window managers is to
Snapping in
take
Windows,
visibility and
window snapping in
accessibility
Windows is
to
so
the
annoying
next
as
level
well.
by dividing your screen into several parts that are each being populated by open programs, tabs, or whatever needs a dedicated window. Some tiling window managers try to take even this further by being dynamic, meaning that they can automatically resize their tiles based on default configuration that suits most.
That's cool, yeah. Even just here, I can just spam the Q button, whatever. I can very easily create a bunch of different tiles, which is very cool. See if I can check this. Like here, I've just spammed Q a bunch of times, and now I have all these different tiles, right? So yeah, it's awesome. I think to close is C. Yeah, C to close. Like, look at how smooth that is as well. Like, so fast as well. No fuss, nothing. Truly peak window management.
Or by what you set up personally. If we combine these functionalities with virtual desktops as well, then you get a pretty powerful and efficient desktop environment that is as customizable as it can be. In contrast to other Wayland window managers, Hyprland already comes with a base configuration that already looks kinda nice. It's animated, fully dynamic, and has pretty good documentation.
Yeah, no, it doesn't look nice. The animations are cool, but everything else about it is just ugly, honestly. Like, why is the taskbar so like obviously I mean I'm guessing like it exists to be customized, but
It's also well maintained, and due to the lack of additional features that a fully
nice.
fledged desktop might have, it's also updated quite frequently. In
Cool.
the era of Wayland, these quality of life improvements like VRR or tearing are very important. Right, but how do you even install it? Well, so here's the thing. Officially, it only supports Arch and Nix, but there are many distributions.
I mean, obviously that's fine for me, but really? Oh yeah, still as well. Okay. I mean, again, I don't doesn't affect me.
Solutions that support it as well through third-party maintainers. If you are very tech-savvy, then you can try to build it on your own. However, due to its focus on Arch and generally fast development pacing, it just won't be compatible with every single Linux distribution out there. Like on Debian 12 for example, forget it if you don't want to break it. Generally speaking, the instructions here are sometimes hit or miss. On Ubuntu, you need to do a lot of work. On Fedora, it's as simple as pasting a command. The installation methods are just very different. I'm going to show it to you on Fedora, and only the way if you want to test it, not a full desktop replacement.
Use Arch.
Window managers are usually configured via a configuration file. With our pre-configured template, the hotkeys are a bit different, but
I don't
luckily
have a
it
template.
gives us some hints. With a native Hyprland config, like I've shown you the first time, we would open up the Hyprland config file in our home directory with a text editor like Nano. However, as you can see here, this environment already separated the configurations into individual file in our home directory with a text editor like Nano.
Okay. Let me open this in new of them then. Config, some keyboard brightness. Whoa. What the hell? Wait, the keys do not light up. Okay, like, the hell? Look at this. Right, look at my keyboard here, right? Like, obviously it's very visible. And like, this is the lowest brightness, by the way. Like, it goes brighter. But now look at this. What the hell? Like like there's some light behind the keys. Like it's hard to see. Let me go brighter. Like this is max brightness as well. Like there's like you can see some lights. Although I mean it's hard to see because of the freaking camera quality, but like it's not all the way around. Like it almost looks like the keys are misaligned. Like the translucency is misaligned, so it only kind of goes through at some places. You can kind of see like how there's some like gray spots there, which for me is literally just because the D is not like there's like two Ds here, and one of them is slightly off the other one, so not all the light comes through. It's really strange. I don't know. I don't know if I can fix that, but okay, that's just weird. Um, right. So let me open this config. So config. Okay, I've just broken it apparently. Try again. Um, config hyper hyperlands.conf. Right. Yeah, so mine looks nothing like this guy's does.
However, as you can see here,
Like he has like pretty much nothing in his thing. I have quite a bit. Look and field, gaps in, gaps out, border size. I mean, lots of settings here. So like already I can see how I could use this to customize. But yeah, I don't know why his is so bare bones. Maybe because again he's using a template. Oh, okay.
this environment already separates and you need to add the VRR to talk about. Tiling window managers like Hyprland are really fun to configure. That is, if you're into that or want to achieve your ultimate configuration. These things can achieve much more than what is typically possible with a regular desktop environment.
Yeah.
However, as you have seen, you need to configure everything yourself. With a template like I use, it's
Which is fun.
manageable, but if you use a distro that doesn't offer such a tutorial, then you need to find the dependencies and programs yourself. Might run into problems installing it, or it doesn't run very stable. From what I have gathered using Hyprland for a while was that for a couple of weeks you always find yourself editing config files. Either because you forgot to add something, you misconfigured some stuff, or there are just some minor annoyances. For example, I had issues with Steam, whereas the full screen didn't always work, because Hyprland had trouble to resize it that way. Now there are separate solutions like installing Gamescope and running my games through that, but it requires additional setup and reintroduces some overhead again. The point is that tiling window managers, or as a matter of fact even anything besides a fully fledged desktop environment, is not really meant for beginners. There are guides and the
Okay.
Okay, so what is Hyprland? You see, there are many different tiling window managers out there, and if you've been watching any of my videos lately, you might have noticed that I've been using Linux for quite some time now. I mean, I freaking love Linux. I think it's amazing. It's a great environment not only for programming, for programmers like myself, but also for just customization and flexibility overall. I mean, you can install Linux on a freaking toaster if you wanted to. And my favorite way to customize Linux is with using a tiling window manager. And specifically, I'm talking about Hyprland. I've been using it for a while, and oh my god, it's awesome. Now, as a programmer, Hyprland gets me into a float state really fast. I can just flip through all my windows, go through all my workspaces, and my hand never leaves the keyboard.
That is really important. Again, the reason I learned NeoVim, by the way, is not just to flex, but like genuinely because it means I can keep my hands on the keyboard and I don't need to use my mouse. And that's just like I like it.
And so I feel like I'm
And
just
I want
in
the
the flow
same
state
for
and I
everything.
never have to leave. It's amazing. I love it so much. But wait, what the hell is a tiling window manager and why should I care? Well, stick around because in this video, I'm going to show you how tiling window managers are so amazing. We're going to talk about what a tiling window manager is. We're going to talk about Hyprland. And then we're also going to go through building a basic configuration to get you started on Hyprland yourself. So stick around.
Okay, I'm not going to watch the whole video because I can just follow the guide here on the wiki, which will be more reliable than our old video. But let's see what he says about
It'll be a fun
just
one.
before that. A bit of context would be nice. Please don't be copyrighted. But also awesome intro.
So what is a tiling window manager exactly? Well, a tiling window manager is a window manager that manages your windows in a tile-like fashion. Here, let me
Okay, makes
explain.
sense.
You see, in a typical window management experience, like let's say here I have GNOME. With GNOME, it's a normal desktop environment. The way that windows are managed is that when I open a new window, like say my browser,
So
it
those are
opens
default,
it in a floating way. These windows I can move around with my mouse.
Okay. So Hyprland differs from GNOME in that it is a tiling Windows manager. A tiling window manager. Since the windows are organized in tiles as opposed to floating windows as seen in macOS and Windows. And GNOME.
And I just manually
Sorry, I've got this really copyright strike. I mean, not strike, but like copyright issue. I thought I raised it, but it just didn't work. Or maybe it's a different segment. Yeah, confirm changes. Okay. I mean, not that like I need money or whatever. I just don't want it being copyrighted. Oh wait, hold on. Oh no, it allows the content to be used on YouTube. Okay. I mean, like either way though, like I didn't mean to. It was like a random 10-second clip that I just saw.
kind of manage them. Let me open one more thing, like the terminal here. I manage my windows and they're kind of stacking, right? This is a stacking window management system. And
I gotta get my terminal looking like this. How do you get okay, so this guy's obviously configured GNOME. Has he? Or is it just coincidence? I
they
don't
sort
know.
of float. So I use my mouse to manage them, and that's just kind of how it works. Now, this differs a lot from a tiling window manager.
Like generally speaking, why do people like floating window managers? Again, like I've just never had a use case for the floating of the windows, except for maybe dragging and dropping files from File Explorer. But otherwise, no. It's just like annoying.
Let's check out a tiling window manager. I have Hyprland right here, which by the way, this is the exact setup I'm going to show you how to build in this little mini series on Hyprland. So stick around because we're going to build this exact thing. But in Hyprland, what we do is when we open a window, let's say we open our terminal, it takes up the whole entire screen. You can see right here, our terminal took up the
Yeah, mine doesn't, but that's again because I'm on the default configs. So I definitely want to remove like the space between. Oh my god, dude! Like this, what's going on with these keys? I definitely want to remove the space between, or like shrink the space, sorry, between the different elements for starters. Also, like get rid of this gradient, just make it a uniform color.
the whole screen. So now
Okay,
let
this
me
is cool.
launch my, I don't know, my web browser. If I open my web browser, it takes up half the screen and we can see that there's no overlapping between these two windows. This is how a tiling window manager works. Now, if I want to open up another terminal,
Yeah, so here's like
I can open
minimal
up there
space.
and I'll
I
open
mean,
another one up there. And this is
I want to
just
make
a
good use of my
layout
space, you
that
know.
the tiling window manager gives me. But the greatest thing about this is I can flip through all my windows super easily just using my Vim key bindings. If I hold down Alt, or rather my super key, and I go through my windows,
Super
it's
key.
amazing. It's so quick. It makes me feel like a hacker. Like it's unbelievable. I can open a new workspace,
What's
open
it?
down Alt, or rather my super key, and I go through my windows. It's amazing. It's so quick. It makes
What's the keybind? To switch windows. Okay, I can use the arrow keys. Oh, what? Nope. Okay.
me feel like a hacker. Like it's unbelievable. I can open a new workspace, open my terminal, go back to my previous workspace.
It's funny how you say like it makes you feel like a hacker. Like, were hackers doing this stuff like since like the 90s?
It's so fast, it's so effortless, and it's amazing. I really love it. Now, Tiling Window Manager just unlocks a whole new
I
level
guess
of
Tiling Windows
productivity for
Manager
me
was
as a
the original,
programmer.
right?
But
The
as a
OG.
content creator, I'm always looking for ways to be more productive. Which brings me to our video sponsor, Skillshare. Skillshare is the largest online community for creatives with thousands of classes led managers. Okay, so what is Hyprland? You see, there are many different tiling window managers out there, and Hyprland aims to be a lightweight and feature-rich tiling window manager built for the Wayland Display Server Protocol. Okay, that sentence might sound a little insane. Let's back this up a little bit. So there are
So Wayland is a display server protocol, yeah.
two main display server protocols for Linux. The one that's the de facto standard for Linux right now is the X11 window system. Now, this has been around since the 80s, and although
Okay. It is an alternative to the long-standing X11
it is rock solid and
X
it's
Windows
doing
system.
okay, it's starting to show its age, specifically around high DPI monitors. Like the more modern things that we want our display systems to sort of render on, it's just not doing that well. There's also security concerns along with a lot of other things. So there have been developments on a new Windows Server protocol, and they're calling it Wayland. Now, Wayland aims to be a much more modern version of the X11 Windows system with better security features and generally just a different approach to actually rendering things with compositors and composite window managers. Now you can see right here there's a sentence that says a display server using the Wayland protocol is called a Wayland compositor because it additionally performs the
So it's a Wayland compositor.
tasks of a compositing window manager. So if you're choosing a window management option for Linux, you would want to choose something on Wayland because it's the more modern window composite management system. And Hyprland is a lightweight and feature-rich window compositor built on the more modern Wayland protocol, meaning it has more modern features than other tiling WMs that are still built for X11, and it's got the newest and best stuff. Like it works great with high DPI monitors and everything else. All right, so enough talk. Let's install Hyprland and give it a whirl. Let's see what it's all about. Now, Hyprland is available for basically every Linux distribution out there. I'm on
Okay. Okay. Let's just hop into it then. So the config is located in the Lua file. In most cases, the maps to config Hyprland Lua. Interesting. So there's a config file. So okay, then there's two that I'm able to access here. There's config hyprland.config or like .conf, and then there's one .lua. It's interesting. Is Lua better? I don't know. I have mixed feelings on Lua, but like for config files, I don't know why Lua would particularly stand out. But I just opened it and it's literally empty. Does it even exist, or have I created it? And let me go into the folder. Config/hyper. Yeah, no. So I don't have a Lua file. Which is weird. I only have the .conf file, which is strange. Let me try this path instead. Echo xdg config home /hyper. Yeah, it's the same. Wait, what? Echo. Okay, no, it's just not set. That's weird. What? Let me list the files there. No, okay, no. Yeah, so I don't have the Lua one. So already it's just wrong, which is kind of concerning. This wiki's versioned, yeah. Check the 0.54 wiki pages. Hyperlang is deprecated in favor of Lua. what was Hyperlang? So this is the old version of the wiki. So let's get to configuring here. Yeah, so this one uses config, but mine's just outdated, I guess. So I need to update Hyperland then. That's weird though. I thought it was up to date. So let's go ahead and check installation. Okay, so let me just, how do I check? How do I like use Pacman to check my version? Okay, no, that gives you my Pacman version. Pacman Arch Pacman docs, or just Pacman help, I guess it could also work. So version, database files, query, remove, sync, dev test, upgrade. So let me do Pacman query Hyperland 0.54. Yeah, so I am on 0.54, which is weird. 0.55 is the latest. Okay. So I could update it. I don't know why it didn't do it anyway, but Hyperlang is deprecated in favor of Lua. I mean, same as Neovim. I would prefer to use Neovim than some like custom language, to be fair. But like, what's wrong with the config file? I don't know. So should I then just update this? So Pacman upgrade Hyperland. You cannot perform this operation as your root. Okay, then I'll use yay. Password. Cannot find or read package. Okay. So I've installed Hyperland, but for some reason it downloaded 0.54.3-3 instead of the latest 0.55. How do I update this since this update switched from CONF to Lua for config? Damn, how recent was it? Yeah, config to Lua config changes is a pretty big migration. Is there a migration guide? Is that a thing? Doesn't exist. Well, that's awesome. Hyprland, GitHub. The latest release on GitHub is also 0.54. That's weird. Even on GitHub, the latest release is 0.54. Why is that if the docs are already 0.55? Okay, so 0.55 isn't out yet. So why would I follow that? That's so weird. It's optional. Okay, I'll just use the same one then. That's weird. I don't know how to feel about it changing to them dropping it though, because that means like you have to rewrite your all your configs in Lua, which is kind of annoying. It would be nice if I could just start with 0.55 straight away then, but I guess that's just bad luck. So is there any information on the release schedule here? Like just get 0.55. Okay, so let's go back to 0.44 then. Okay, so this is a config file. You can tell Hyplan to use a specific configuration by using the config. Okay, Hyplan will automatically generate an example config if you don't have one. You can find one here. I do have one, so that's fine. By removing the line containing auto-generated equals 1, you remove the yellow warning. What yellow warning? The config is reloaded the moment you save it. However, you can use hyperctl reload to reload the config manually. Okay. So the upcoming 0.55 release of Hyprland will change the config from from using .config files. Okay, the custom .config files to .lua. And will be in the same location, but just with a different file extension. Okay, so the Hyprland config can be found and edited at config/hyper/hyperland.conf. Okay. To the config should be automatically reloaded each time you save, but it can also be reloaded manually via hyperctl reload. To be fair, I did not need that in bash. Okay. Yeah. Start section with name and in separate lines. Why? The default configs are complete and it's on all the optional features. Options/features. Please refer to this wiki page for full. Okay. Make sure to read the variables page as well. It covers all the toggleable numerical options. Well, that's next, isn't it? Yeah. See the Hyperlang page for language, style, and syntax. So this is Hyperlang. Using the custom Hyperlang language with .config extension. Hyperlang. I mean, it looks very simple, very simple, right? Yeah. Okay. So variables then. So let's go ahead and open this again. So should have it here. Okay, so let's open I'm gonna open my config file. Auto-generated Hyperlang config, edit this config according to wiki instructions. Okay. You can split this configuration into multiple files, create your file separately, and then link to them to this file like this. Source equals whatever. Okay. What? Well, whenever I save it says, can I open undo file for writing? Okay, but it still writes, I think. So that should be okay. So I will split this into different files. Yep, I think he does it here, doesn't he? Or the other guy. Okay, yeah, it was the other guy. But I will do that. But let's just quickly get an overview of Hyperlang. So command equals value. Okay, we got categories. What do categories actually do? Don't know. I guess I'll just see examples. Variables can be defined like so. Okay, cool to know. Good to know. Yeah, okay. So why would I want groups is what I'm wondering. I'm guessing they're like predefined. Okay. Spaces are not mandatory. Okay, common keys hashtag, fair enough. You can do okay, you can do inline options. So categories are like these, right? Okay, I see. Colon. Okay, right. Okay, I see. Arithmetic operations. Sure. Okay, I mean, I guess I can see why they would want to use Lua then. Just so like it's more of a programming language as opposed to having like to define this custom declarative system. Honestly though, maybe they use Haskell instead then. Or like so some functional language for config. Var bind. Okay, so that's for escaping. Sure. You can also escape escapes. Conditionals. Hyperlang if. Oh, that sucks. God, yeah, okay. I could definitely see why they want to switch to Lua. Okay. Um so you got integers, booleans. Booleans can be true, false, yes or no, on, off, 0, 1. I'll use true and false. Floats, colors. Okay. Vec2, just space separated. Mod mask. I don't know what that is. String, a gradient. Okay. Font weight. Okay, fine. For colors, there are 3 options. You can do RGBA. Okay, just I'll do that then. Border size. Okay, so these are things to customize. So let me look here then. So monitors, configuring monitors. Okay, that's there. Keywords. What's this then? Should I read all through all these, or should I come back to these later? Like if I look at the keywords page, keywords are not variables but commands. Exec once equals command. So kitty is a command, for instance. Dolphin is a command. Oh, I see. Right. So like kitty will launch kitty. No, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. So like for exec once, that will launch Waybar and launch Hyperpaper. So, but I can do that myself. Okay, hold on. So if I just close Neovim real quick, if the Waybar, there's like a power button. If I press that, I think that turns off the Waybar. But if I just type Waybar, it launches it again. Okay. So basically, what happens then? Okay, hold on. So then what happens is that it's exec once will just run that command. Okay. So in theory, I could like echo "Hello Kojo" at the start, I guess. I mean, I don't know which terminal window that even go into, so I guess I couldn't do that. But in theory, so exec ones on launch. These look to be the exact same. What's going on? Support rules. Okay, so it's different, I guess. Exec will execute on each reload. Shut down. I'm gonna shut down. Okay, so that makes sense. Sourcing. Right. To have multiple files, very cool. More gestures. If I've launched my Waybar in my terminal, how do I then like close that terminal window without closing the Waybar? Like how do I have the thing just running in the background without it taking over my terminal? That's what I'm wondering. Let's ask Claude. How do I run an application from a terminal without that application's life then being tied to the terminal? E.g., I want to start the Waybar process, but then close that terminal. Or some command like start process or something, sp, close it now. Waybar and add to zone. No hop. Okay. This is Lua then. Cool. Right then. Exciting times, isn't it? So I'll do Waybar, to zone. Nice. So can I close this now? Yes. Okay, cool. So now I've launched Waybar from my terminal, and now it's there without me having to um, have the window open. So let me add this to my notes. It's kind of useful. It is okay. Apps can be launched. Apps can be launched from the terminal without tying the app to the terminal window's lifespan via the at disown modifier. Like Waybar disown. Okay. What are these? Per device image configs. Okay, don't do that. Wallpapers. Default image. Okay. Use a wallpaper utility like Hyperpaper. I am using it. Okay, saying the environment. Okay, next. Monitors. Mine's just automatic, I think. Like automatic settings. Yeah, like my monitor's just preferred auto. So okay. What is it though? Auto preferred auto. So okay. So the name is just no name. Resolution auto preferred position auto scale auto. Okay. So I will actually add these. Should I add this to my like? Should I add like this note to my file? I guess I will actually. Just like so it's for like easy reference. So it's name, resolution, position, scale. Then again, nah. I'll just link to the thingy. Why? What? What? Oh, bro, caps lock is messing me up here. I'm used to having caps lock on caps lock being my escape key now on Windows. I remapped it so I could just because caps lock is useless and I escape. You just escape often in NeoVim. So now I need to kind of set that up again, or I will just trip myself up constantly. So preferred auto. Let's save that. Okay. Docs there. I'm gonna move my monitor settings to a different file, so I can use this keyword, right? Yeah. So source. Yeah. So source equals just yeah, .config slash hyper slash monitors.config. So monitors.conf, right? Nice. It said I couldn't find a match, i.e. the file does not exist. So I'm going to copy this line here for my monitors. Well, copy to my clipboard. So, God, this is so difficult because I don't have my normal keyboard set up. Like, I'm not. I'm looking at a British keyboard layout, but it's typing American, so I need to fix that as well, or I'm gonna be really just hard. It's gonna be really hard. Monitors.config, so let me write that then. Actually, first let me just cd into it. So let me cd change directory dot config slash hyper. If I could have just done it from neovim. What am I doing? Okay, so nvim monitors dot conf. Just paste on the terminal here. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, that actually worked. Save that. So now I can go back to monitors, Hyprland, sorry, and that should be good. Nice, that seemed to work. Delete that, delete that. Again, you guys can't see anything, so I'm just saying stuff, but bear with me. Okay. I'll hook this as well. Nice. It's cool that my neovim config, by the way, works flawlessly on Windows. Oops. Okay. Uh, okay. Binds. Actually, I guess monitors first. Yeah, I don't care about monitors for now. So binds, mods, key slash params. What's that? Oh, key binds. So super shift, Q, exec, Firefox. Okay, so can I keybind caps lock to something else, for instance? Key code. Okay, so can I use Hyprland's key binding to remap caps lock to escape? At the input level, makes sense. Um, okay. So I'll create another file called inputs.config, and we'll just say, yep, input KB options equals caps to escape, apparently. Then I'll go back to my main file, add it as a source, input K. It doesn't work. Why not? Yeah, that doesn't work. Much cleaner than a keybind hack. Okay, if it worked. Okay, but those are binds, so I can come back to those. Window rules, workspace rules, animations, gestures, tearing. Okay, there's a lot there. Useful utilities, must have. Notification. Okay, status bars. I use Waybar. Wallpapers. Okay, so I'll look at those later as well. Do I need to restart for this to take effect? Just reload your config. It should reload by default, but okay. Is this the same command that you had here? Yeah. Hyper CTL reload. Command not found. Hyper CTL. I misspelled it. Okay. It just says okay. Dude, I love programmer humor. Okay. Um, yeah, it doesn't work. In that case, it doesn't work. So let's see if I can find anything in the config here. So KB options. What's this? Hyprland KB options. God damn. 8 days ago, cannot be found. Can it really not be found? Or is it just like what's going on here? Tips, tricks. Why is it not loading? That's so weird how it doesn't do that. Okay, Hyperland remap caps lock to escape. Because like I know that's fairly common. Why is it different for him? Okay, well this was 2 years ago to be fair as well. So this one's caps swap escape. Mine's just escape. So let me try swap escape. Should reload. So that doesn't work either. Um, fix the link, thank you. Control modifier. Okay, that doesn't work either. Ow. But why is this page not found? What's going on? Uncommon tips and tricks. Can I do a search? KB options. I don't think this is a remap. We're in caps lock. I mean, it works here. Control, no caps. Remap caps lock to control. Just swap caps lock and escape. Caps, swap escape. So it should be that then. Swap escape. Okay. I'll force the reload here. And open new room again. Yeah, no, it doesn't work. Very strange. Can I get to an older version? 0.54. Cannot be found. 0.0. Still no? Remap. Well, it's here. It should be caps, colon, swap escape. SWAP, ESC, APE, yeah. I don't think I have a typo here. Maybe just because I'm redirecting it, and that's why it doesn't work. Okay, let me just try copying this directly into my other thing. Also, like, are tabs allowed or are those not? Okay, this uses spaces instead of tabs. So maybe that's also a reason. I don't know. Let me try spaces then instead of tab. Nope, still no luck. I can reload, and it still won't do anything. Okay, for some reason it just doesn't work. No idea why. Wait, no, it does work. No, that wrong button. Yeah, it's a shame. It's a huge shame actually. It'd be a big problem if I can't fix it. Make sure there's no conflicting KB options. True. Okay, maybe it's being overwritten then, because I do have two things here. So let me change this one then. So what's it again? It's caps swap escape. Oh yeah, okay. It was. So it was being overwritten by some other one, but now it works. Perfect. Okay, now I've turned on caps lock. I don't know how to turn it off. Oh, so like it literally swaps escape with caps lock. Okay, that's fine. So now the escape key is caps lock. Can I just remove it completely? Yeah. Okay. So now both are just escape, and I have no caps lock, which is fine because I literally never use caps lock ever. So that's perfectly fine by me. I'll just delete this one then, and I'll need to add it later. Like redirect it later. Okay, that's fine. So for keywords, so for the keywords part, it says to check this part of the wiki, like terminal and stuff. Like terminal equals kitty, file manager equals dolphin, but those are defining variables. I see. Right. Okay, I see. So one of the keybinds I have is um the leader Q, which opens the terminal. I can see here that it uses a terminal variable to do it. So the command that it's doing, I'll type it out here since you can't see it on my screen. Um, Script. It's doing bind equals main mod, which is the leader key, Q, execute, and then it's putting in the variable here terminal with the $sign as a prefix, and that is defined at the top of my file, which is cool, I guess. So I might keep that in my main file maybe. Like it's pretty important which programs I'm using, right? Like which terminal I'm using. So I'll leave those variables at the top. Dolphin is my file manager. Menu equals rofi show drun, whatever that means. Then auto start stuff. So exec1 equals waybar, hyperpaper, right? So I will have the terminal execute by default. Actually, no, I won't. Yeah, no, I won't. I lied. Okay, cool. It's like a waybar, hyperpaper. Whatever else I choose to add, right? And then I got environment variables. Okay. So environment variables, there should be a page for them apparently. Configuring / environment variables. I don't see them here. Oh, they're here. Okay. So env, you can use the env keyword to set the environment variables. So like here I have x cursor size and hyper cursor size. Is it like a full list of them? I guess that's all of them then? Okay. Yeah, I guess that's all of them. So x cursor size is the cursor size. Sure. So let's say I want to set it to, right now it's 24. It's a bit big, so let's say I want to do 12. That has not changed the size. It's also hypercursor size. So if I change that as well to 12, whoops. Now my cursor is the same size. Okay, I'm very confused. Hyprland cursor size? Is that even here? Hypercursor size, it should be called. I don't even see that here. My apps are pixelated. Oh yeah, mine are. They're running through X-Wayland. To force them to run natively. Oh, okay. Interesting. So like VLC is pixely. So that's one thing I noticed. Screen share OBS no worky. I did install Qt6. That's good. How heavy is this? I'm actually curious. Not much heavier than Xorg. Okay. When I change my mouse cursor, for Qt applications, override X cursor size. Okay, I'm doing that, but it's not changing. Maybe that's because I put a space when I shouldn't. But it said it wasn't space sensitive. Uh, yeah, I don't know. My cursor is still the same size that it was. Yeah, I have no idea. Okay. Do I even like change it then? Um, for Qt applications. So like, how do I just change my cursor in general? Maybe it's a variable instead. Okay, whatever. I guess it'll be here, right? Cursor, cursor, invisible hardware cursors, enable hypercursor. What does that mean? Default's true anyway. I'm very confused how I change my cursor size. Let's go in order here. Why is it not showing me where it is? Oh, it's there. Acceleration, follow mouse. Focus on close. No idea. How do I change my cursor size? Are you kidding? Especially where is that same size? Subcategory cursor. Am I just blind? I don't see size listed here. So like how am I meant to just know that? Search for cursor. There's nothing about cursor in my things either. But let's test this. Cursor size equals 12, let's say. Config option cursor size don't exist. Well, yeah, I didn't think so either. But does it for like Lua? So like, is this like a Lua only thing? Yeah, totally. Okay, never mind then. So I can't do that then. So what do I do? Is this like done somewhere else? Like again, why is it not changing when I change the environment variable? You think that would be why? Very strange that of all the limitations, it's this right now. So let's just copy this to my clipboard so I can paste it or not. Okay, it's not overwritten from what I can tell. So I don't know why the X cursor size. Maybe I need to relaunch. So I'll change to 12. Common values are 24, 32, 48. But that's huge. What the hell? What the hell? Okay, hyper CTL reload. Much the same size. I'm just gonna log out and log back in and see if that fixes it. Um, Kojo, Hyperland. Okay, yeah, no, yeah, that worked. So now it's shrunk. It's just a reload. 12 is a bit small, so I went to like 18 or something. But okay. I'm in the wrong folder, aren't I? Yep. So again, cd dot config slash hyper and vim control H to go to my main thing. Change the cursor size to 18. Okay, so that'll take control later. That's really the only environment variable I can think of changing right now. I mean, what other ones are there? Uh, yeah, I don't use NVIDIA, so these are fine. G2K theme, for those who want to avoid appearance to, okay, I'm not doing that, so that's fine. Okay, we'll move on. Permissions. What permissions would I want to change? Let's find the page for permissions. Configuring slash permissions, so it should be here somewhere. There it is. If you have Hyprland GUI installs installed, you can make use of Hyprland's built-in permission system. For now, it only needs a few permissions. Why would I want to change permissions here? I just want to leave those. Right, so I'm going to move my cursor into a separate file, like my cursor stuff. called cursor.config. Okay. And then I'm going to source equals root slash dot config slash hyper slash cursor.conf. Okay. Permissions. So I mean, the ones it's recommending are enforce permissions equals 1. Screen copy allow, plugin allow for like different things. I don't understand. Access to your screen without going through this thing. Grim. If denied, will render a black screen. Okay. So I guess I'll just come to this when I need to, right? Okay, yeah, so I'll just delete it for now. Good to know that it exists. Look and feel. Right, so there's a lot of these ones. So gaps in, gaps out, border size, whatnot. Okay, so let's go back to variables here and start configuring these then. So we have our general variables, which we can configure. It's like Windows stuff. Okay, so I'll create a Windows file for like Windows stuff. Yeah, window.config. Okay, gonna reformat everything. Ooh, that doesn't work. Okay, hold on. Going to use tabs instead of spaces as well. Okay. Sorry, I'm just getting used to this keyboard as well. It's a lot smaller than I'm used to. Like more like squished. So my fingers need time to kind of adjust. Although I am quite good at typing, I must say. Uh, okay. So I'll go to order here. So border size of the border on Windows. Right now it's a 2. If I change it to 0, what happens? Nothing. Okay. I'll create a new window as well, just to kind of see how that compares. Preferably on a different side. Okay, whatever. Okay, border size, I don't know what that does. Size of the border around Windows. Default 1. Right now it's on 2. So if I make it like 20, oh wait, I haven't imported my settings yet. So let's go Control H, source, window. Okay. No, don't record. How do I end a recording? I forgot. It's just Q. Yeah. Okay. Back to window. So if I make border size 0, then nice. Okay. Now I have no borders. That worked. Again, you guys can't see anything, but yeah, I'm sorry. If I had like 20, it should be very thick. Nice. Okay. So let's make it like 2 then. Gaps in. Gaps between windows also support CSS style gaps. Top, right, bottom, left. Oh, I see. Okay. So gaps in. What are gaps though? Like if I make a 0, is it just the space in between? It is the space in between. Okay. So I'll probably not even have a big gap. Like by default, it's 5. I'll make it like 2. Like I really don't want to waste space on this small screen. And then gaps out is the outside. So if I make it 2 as well, nice. Very, very compact. In fact, I can even change the gaps out to 0. So I waste no space. Hmm. Though I guess it hides my wallpaper. Not that I care. Okay, nice. So far so good. Float gaps. Gaps between windows and one or two edges for floating windows. I don't use those. Gaps workspaces, gaps between workspaces, stacks with gaps out. I'm going to add these default variables anyway, just in case I want to ever edit them. So if gaps equals 0, gaps workspaces. Yeah, actually no, I changed my mind. Most of these are just completely useless. So col dot inactive border, border color for inactive windows and for active windows. Okay. So right now it's a gradient. I just want a normal color. Right now the inactive color is gray. I'll probably just keep that. Okay, let me change this, please. So I'm gonna go for like a, yeah, like a pinkish color, right? Sakura color. So color picker, kind of what I have here, as you can see in my browser here, right? Yeah. So go to the pink side of things. This reddish pink. Okay, so RGB 255, 204, 221. Let's try that first. Config error parsing gradient. Oh, it's RGB-A. Let's do RGB. It's not allowed. Okay. I'll do RGB-A then. No. Okay. I'm definitely formatting this wrong then. RGB-A. No spaces between numbers. Scheiße, bro. Why? Okay, no spaces. That works. Do I need the 1 or can I just remove that as well? No, I do need the 1. Okay. Let's choose a slightly different color. I mean, what's it for this? Just check my settings there, can I? Themes, editor, this color. 255, 148, 185. Okay, cool. I'll do for now. Maybe just like a bit. Wrong keyboard. Ah! I have to like switch between two keyboards. Okay. Yeah, like a bit brighter there. 184, 208. Okay. And then for the inactive border, it's just gray. Maybe I'll experiment with like a dark version of the same color. 77529. Or even like a transparent version. So the same color, but just like no opacity. Works very well actually. Cool. Yeah, I like that. So 0.1 opacity basically makes it look gray. But like the difference is that it's the same hue. Okay, cool. No group border. Don't know what that means. Layouts, dwindle, master scrolling monocle. Mine's on dwindle apparently, which is the default. I don't know what the layouts are though. Is there a layout thing? Yeah, there is. Okay. Let's have a look then. So you got dwindle layout. Every window on a workspace is a member of a binary tree. Okay. Master layout. Images would be helpful. Oh, okay. Speak of the devil. Makes one or more windows be the master. Oh, I see. Okay, so it's like, oh, all right. So like, it's a literal layout. I think I prefer the dwindle, right? Scrolling is a layout where windows get positioned on an infinitely growing tape. Okay. Monocle layout is a layout where windows are always taking up the entire available space. Yeah, so I'll use dwindle. But okay, that's cool. And I can change how it splits as well. Um, it should definitely split to the right. Right now it splits to the left by default, which is not what I want. So like, can I do that? Like, how do I change the splits direction? It must be here, right? Oh, here, sorry. If enabled, makes the preselect direction persist until either this mode is turned off. I mean, there must be a way to specify a direction. I just don't know how. So, okay, fine. Um, let's keep going. Yeah, so layout, window. That should really be at the top, shouldn't it? Okay. Resize on border. Sorry, no focus fallback. If true, will not fall back to the next visible window. When moving focus in direction where no window was found. What? Resize on border enables resizing windows by clicking and dragging on open borders and gaps. Can I drag this? I can't really click on the borders though. I don't know. No focus fallback. Resize on border. Okay, so it's false by default, and it's false here as well. So I'll just keep it false. How about allow tearing? Master switch for allowing tearing to occur. See the tearing page. Say less. Screen tearing is used to reduce latency or to train games. What? Screen tearing. Ah, like this. Why would I allow it? Okay, I'm just not gonna address that because I don't use this for gaming anyway. I won't use it for gaming most likely. Extend border grab area. Okay, well I'm not using that anyway. Same with hover icon and border. Resize corner. Force floating windows to use a specific corner. Modal parent blocking and scale locale. Sorry. Okay. Override system locale. Why is that in my general? Bro, these are organized so weirdly. Let me. Okay. Locale will be in my main settings, honestly. Locale equals engb. Sorry, general locale. See if I can change my keyboard later too. General snap. Enable snapping for the floating windows. Okay. I don't use snapping, so that's fine, I think. Good to know. Why is this invalid? Decoration. Rounding. Yep. So this is the decoration thing. So let me go back to the window config. I'll put it in the same file. Okay, so rounding equals 0. Didn't work. Tragic. Wait, it's 0 by default. Rounded corners radius in layout px. Why do I have rounding then? 1px? Cannot parse 1px as an int. Oh, right, because it's default. It's implicit. That's weird. 100? This doesn't even affect anything. And it's 0 by default, yet I do have round corners. So what's going on? Adjust the curve used for rounding corners, larger, smoother. 2 is a circle, 4 is a squircle, 1 is a triangular corner. Okay, so let me change the rounding power. Let's say it's like just 0.0. No difference. Oh, okay, it's 1 to thing. Okay, so like let's say I do 4 then. Again, no change. I'm really questioning what this even does. Have I just put them in the wrong place? The category is general, right? I mean, the category is decoration. Maybe it's being overwritten again. So let me go back to. Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah. I've running as 10 here. So I'll just copy these. Copy. Well, I'll delete actually. Should also copy it. And then paste. Remove the indentation. And indent manually. Because my LSP doesn't work for this language. Obviously, it would work for Lua, but I don't have Lua right now. Okay. Right, so rounding 0 does nothing. Rounding power 10.0. I don't think I saved my main. Okay, nice. Right, now it works. Yeah, so I don't like round corners. Oh my god, that's so cursed. Round, okay, yeah. So I'll probably go for 0. Keep it square. But let's say I did like 5, which is like very, very subtle. Or I was 10 before, so I'll do 10. The rounding power. So 10's the max, right? What is it for 1? What the hell? Triangular corner. 4 is a square. No, 2 is a circle. 4 is a squircle. I see. I like squircles. And maximum is just like even more squircle, I guess. Okay. Either way, I don't want rounding. I like sharp corners. So let's just delete. Well, running power will keep it 10 for now. Well, no, actually, I'll make it 2 because if I do enable them, I want round corners, like circular corners. Okay. Active opacity and inactive opacity. So let's say for inactive windows, I change the opacity to 0, so they're invisible. Lamau, that's actually invisible. Let's make it 0.7. Not bad. 5. 0.1. No. Okay, so I think 0.8 would be good. Or 7.5. Make it a quarter. Or 6. 7. 6, 7. I think 7's. I mean, it will depend on my wallpaper, but I think 6 is enough that all my attention is taken away from the left. But also, I don't want to see too much of my wallpaper, or else I will also get distracted. So, tell you what, I'll do 7. 0.7. And for the active opacity, I could make it slightly transparent, but that's just distracting. So I'll leave it as is. We got shadow stuff here, shadow and blur. But before that, full screen opacity, just default. Dim modal. I mean, I can add it anyway. Full screen opacity equals 1.0. Dim modal enables dimming of parents and modal windows. Dim inactive enables dimming of inactive windows. Like what? Dim inactive equals true. I see. It's like it just makes it darker. That's kind of cool actually. Yeah, I like that. And that pairs well with the opacity as well. Okay, so I'll have a dim. Dim strength. I don't know. 1 is just black. Okay. 0 is nothing. By default, it's what? 0.5. Yeah, 0.5 is good, I guess. I can tweak it later. Dim special. No. Dim around. Whatever that means. Screen shader. Ooh, that's cool. I can have a shader. Border part of window. Whether the window border should be part of the window. No. Okay, subcategory, decoration blur. So I have blur enabled apparently. I'm sorry, I have shadow enabled. Blur should be first. I have blur, but I can't really tell what it's blurring. Is it like just the thing inside? Let's say I change the size to 30. Yeah, okay, so it's for opacity to give it like a glass feel. Yeah, okay, but we'll just leave it as default then. Be fair. Enabled equals true, size, passes, 1 for me. Default's 8, here's 3. I think 3 is fine. Vibrancy from 0.1696. Okay. Can change these later. I think these are fine. I don't really care about those. For the shadow, I'm not really noticing any shadows anyway. If I just delete it, I see no difference. Like I'm in dark mode. I'm in dark mode anyway, so I wouldn't notice the difference. So again, I'll just keep that as defaults for now. Animations are enabled. Yeah. So let me just copy that. Yes, please. Smiley face? What? Okay. Default curves. Oh, cool. So there's like information. Okay, so I changed like the specific animations. There's a whole list here included by default. Um, uh, those two, they're on file then. Whoops. Try that again. Animations.config. Enabled equals true. Okay. So we've got the name x0, y0, x1, y1. And then we've got a bunch of animations here. Um, I'm okay with how they are right now, to be honest, to be fair. So I'll just leave them for now, but it's good to know they're there for later. Just make sure to import them. But animations, things still animate. Huh? That's weird. Okay. Don't know why that works. Okay. Input. Before that, workspace rules, smart gaps, uncommon multiple if you wish to use that. I don't, so I'll just delete these. We've got dwindle settings. So pseudo tile equals true. Preserve split equals true. I'm not using the master layout, so I'll just delete that. Let me see the dwindle settings. Enable pseudo tiles. Pseudo tiled windows retain their floating size when tiled. Sure. Master switch for pseudo tiling. Okay. I guess. And then preserve split. Okay, yeah. Preserve split. If enabled, the split will not change regardless of what happens to the container. It says you probably want this. Will not change regardless of what happens to the container. I'm gonna just disable these for now, and then enable them later if I feel I need to. You know, the least whatever principle. Then we got miscellaneous variables here for some reason, like under here. Disable Hyprland logo. Disables the random Hyprland logo anime girl background. Yeah, I don't want that. Force default wallpaper -1. What? Set to 0, want to disable the anime mascot wallpapers? For what? What are these? Okay, I'll set to false. Force default wallpaper. Why is it int? Oh, enforce any of the 3 default wallpapers. -1 is random. Oh my god. Um, yeah, no, just 0, please. And disable the Hyperland logo, set to true. I mean, I should have my own wallpaper set up, really, but I'll sort that out in a second, I guess. Okay, then there's inputs. Okay, here you go. KB layout. Yeah, so that should be UK. Does it work now? No. I might log out. What it did do was destroy my caps lock key and reset it again. Let's try GB. Okay, yeah, GB works. Nice. KB var. Okay, so this is input. KB model. Appropriate XKB keymap parameter. Appropriate. Okay, I don't know what that means. Layout. GB. US by default. Variants. Options. Rules. Okay. KB file. Custom XKB file. Okay. That's cool, I guess. I'm not going to make one, but numlock by default. I don't have that. Anyway, resolve binds by sim, repeat rate, repeat delay, sensitivity. I don't use any of those. Left-handed is false. Follow mouse. Specify if and how cursor movement should affect window focus. Here. Cursor movements will not change focus. Always change focus. Oh, I see. So if I like move my mouse around the windows, it changes focus. I see. So if I make this 0, then now they only change if I click. Yeah, that's what I want. I want to click to change focus. Cursor focus will be detached from keyboard focus. Clicking on a window will remove keyboard focus to that window. Oh, I see. So I can also make it so that the cursor switches focus, but the keyboard doesn't. So I can click on stuff in another window, but then type in the other window. Hell no. Yeah, I'll just not do that. Full stop. I'll just click to change, or of course change it via keys as well. So for the mouse 0, sensitivity. Is that my mouse's sensitivity? Sets the mouse input sensitivity. Yeah, it is. Okay. What's it on this? It's extremely sensitive on my mouse, like my mouse. So let me change it. Negative 1.0. I'm guessing it just doesn't move. No, it does move. It's much better though. 0.5 is a lot faster. What the hell? Why is it so fast still? Values climb to negative 1 to 1, and yet like 1 isn't even that slow. It's still really fast. I mean, negative 1, but yeah, I'll do negative 1. That's good. Okay, we've got touchpad settings. Disable the touchpad while typing. Tap to click is true by default. That should be fine. What's natural scroll? Inverse the scrolling direction. Well, it's false by default, so. Oh my god, it's so slow now. Okay, why is it so slow for my trackpad, but so fast for my mouse? It's really weird. Okay, I definitely want to invert this, I think. But no, I don't. Do I? Go up. Okay, to be fair, scrolling is kind of screwed on my thing anyway. Yeah, why is a mouse so... Okay, this is really strange. Like my mouse, like my trackpad sensitivity is fine, but my Bluetooth mouse sensitivity is so whack. Can I change that? It's like just for one. What's an Excel profile? Oh, acceleration. Um, man, this sucks. So I guess I have to use profiles to change it for different devices. For now, I'll just leave it. Touch device. I don't know if this works on touch right now. It does. That's fine then. Virtual keyboard, tablets, okay. Gestures and whatnot. Well, there's a lot. Cursor? Yeah. Right, let's go back. Actually, I'm already back. So let me copy these to my input then. Input file. And then import those. Okay. Should work. Yeah, seems to work. What else we got then? Gestures. It says gesture equals what? Just gesture equals 3 horizontal workspace. Okay, so I need to go to gestures here. Hyprland supports one-to-one gestures for trackpad, fingers, direction, action options. So 3 horizontal is workspace. Right. And a workspace is a okay, so I can use that to like switch between different workspaces. Fine, I guess. I'm actually going to disable that. Yeah, because I actually don't want it. I'll enable gestures when I feel like it. For now, I don't want to. Also, somehow I've closed freaking Waybar. I don't know how I did that, but I've got an invalid line somewhere. What's wrong? Okay. Right. Uh, yeah, I'll just ignore this for now. Okay, per device config for like sensitivity. I don't know what the name of this mouse is. Configuring keywords per device input configs. The name can be easily okay. So let me use hyper CTL devices to get all the devices. Mouse. Okay, I've got 2 mice. Is a hash as a name? Not great. How do I know which is which? I have a touchpad and a track point. Then we've got keyboard, 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 keyboard. Oh wait, I might be connected to it. Hold on. Okay, now my mouse is in. Let me try and run the command again. Yeah. So I've got 3 mice. Logitech MX Anywhere 3S. So is that the name? Logitech MX Anywhere 3S. So sensitivity will be negative 1.0. That did not change it. Let's try a different name. Oh, I just misspelled it. That's why. Anywhere. Okay, cool. That works. So I'll change the sensitivity to something else then. Say negative 0.8. That feels good. Nice. Okay, cool. That was easier than I thought then. So I'll add this to my inputs section. Okay. Key bindings. The super key is the Windows key, which is fine by me. And I've got, yeah, so I'll make a new folder, a file as well for binds, because there are a lot of them, like a lot of them. Bind.config. C Hyprland configuring keywords. That's fine. So yep, so main mod equals super key. So it's the Windows key. Example binds. Okay. So let's go to bind. Comma syntax. So mods. What's mods? Okay, so mods is the mod, whatever, fine. Then you got the key, dispatcher, and the parameters of the dispatcher. Yeah, so like again, like super Q execute terminal, right? To open the terminal. C freaking super C will just kill the active window. Super M will log out. Very cool. It's actually quite a complicated command, but it works. I should probably almost make it harder to log out by accident. Oh well. Super E opens a file manager. V to toggle floating. Oh boy. R to execute the menu. Okay, so I can like launch stuff. Oh, can I launch stuff here? Like Waybar. Okay, I can launch Waybar for some reason. Or can I? Oh, I can. Cool. And then that doesn't bind it to a window. Okay, never mind then. So I don't need. So then, like I said, I don't need to run it through my terminal, which is useful. Sudo. Okay, so I got dwindle. Not really sure what that does, to be honest. Is that enough floating? I have no idea. I want to disable sudo because I don't even know what that does. Layout message toggle split. Likewise, move focus with main mod arrow keys. Right, so yeah, so mod left will change focus. Also for up down. That's cool. Switch workspaces. Yep, for 0 to 9. Very good. So I can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can have up to 10 different workspaces. It's very cool. Move active window to workspace with shift. Okay. That's cool. So I can do mod shift 2, which has now moved my other workspace. Okay, so now I have 2 different terminal windows and 2 different workspaces. Okay, that's cool. Very fast too. Very, 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 very cool. Example social workspace. Okay, so special workspace is leader S. Generally don't even know what that does. Is it like an overlay? Yeah. So a special workspace is like an overlay, I guess. So I can like open that, open File Explorer in it, and then yeah, I guess. Okay. Scroll through existing workspaces. Just mod and then scroll. Apparently. No. What? Hold on. Okay, I think my scrolling is not what I expect it to be from my trackpad. Like down should go up, but it goes down. So let me fix that as well, real quick. Also import bind.config. So this would be an input. Oof. So my variables here. Input. Touchpad. Natural scroll should be true. Under the touchpad category. Okay. Better. Back to bind. So it's main mod, mouse down. Yeah, so it's the main mod, and then you scroll. Doesn't seem to work. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why that doesn't work. It says existing workspaces, but yeah, it does nothing. I don't know why that doesn't work. And then move resets windows with main mod plus LMB, RMB, and dragging. Okay, that's for resizing windows. Don't know what that means, to be fair. Laptop multimedia keys for volume and LCD brightness. Right, so this are kind of essential. Requires player CTL. Okay, sure. Those are fine then. Those are just like for playing stuff and whatever. So I can add more keybinds. Like I don't have anything for W. Like usually I would think to close a window with W. That's what I'm used to. I could use C instead though. I guess that's fine, right? Yeah, I don't know. I'll just leave this for now. Maybe I'll find a video that like gives recommendations in that regard. Okay, moving on. Windows and workspaces. Window rule. Okay, so C window rules. Rules are magic. So you can set window rules to achieve different window behaviors based on their properties, like border size and stuff. Okay. Suppress, maximize events. Um, Fix dragging issues. Okay. I guess I'll just keep the default ones here, simply because they exist and I don't know what they really do. So I'll create a file called window rules. Actually, I'll just add it to my Windows thing for now. Okay. Well, looks like I'm done for now then. Like the basic setup is done. Obviously, there's a lot more to change. So if we go to variables again, actually, I guess there isn't that much more to change, is there? No, I'm actually largely done. So let's start by changing my wallpaper here. So ecosystem hyper paper. I've installed already, I think. There's a config file. I got my fucking ear. Can do for different monitors. Path is an image file. What's a JXL file? JPEG XL. Okay. Very strange example, but if empty, we'll use this wallpaper as a fallback. Okay. So, okay, I guess I'll get an image here. So I'll open Vivaldi. So so it's Super R. Then I just type Vivaldi. I'll open my web browser. Unfortunately, Vivaldi isn't really syncing properly, and I risk data loss. It says Vivaldi cannot unlock your secure key store. So, by the way, when I try to launch Vivaldi in Hyprland, I get a Vivaldi could not unlock your secure key store error. But this doesn't happen with GNOME. Okay, so is there a different one I should use? So should I use the GNOME keyring daemon? Because there was another one. Okay, I'll just try this first. So my terminal, um, is not already installed. I mean, it says use no, so I guess I'll just use that. Keyring libsecret. But what does... I thought Hyperland said to use something else. Some other daemon. Getting started, installation, master tutorial, critical software. Oh no, that was a notification daemon. Okay, never mind then. I'll just use this one. So lib secret and then keyring. Yep. Yep. Okay, looks like that worked. Then I need to add it to my config. So that's nvim.config slash hyper dot config. My file doesn't exist. My bad. Whatever. Okay. So GNOME keyring daemon or daemon, however you pronounce it, starts components equals secrets. I'll move this up. Okay. You may also need to set the environment var so apps can find it. If this doesn't work, also add this. After reloading or restarting, Vaulty should stop complaining. I don't think I want a password. Alright, it should work. So let's try. Doesn't work. Okay, let me just restart by logging out and then logging back in. I would like access to my internet browser. That's okay. Launch Vivaldi. Still says no. So I'll try this as well then. So env equals xdg session type Wayland. Okay, try again. Still doesn't work. I'll just try logging out again. Nope. Oh, why is this not working? Gnome keyring diamond start components equals secrets. Yes, no typos. Okay, I'll add the other line it says to add as well. User slash lib slash polkit gnome slash polkit gnome. I mean, at this point, I should probably just switch to Claude on my thingy, but whatever. Yeah, I do like how using my mouse is entirely optional. That is very cool. Nope, so it doesn't work. Okay. Echo gnome keyring control empty. Okay. Yes, daddy. I'll follow your instructions because I can't do anything else. PK CS11 SSH. Gnome keyring control slash run slash user slash 1000 slash keyring. Replace 1000 with your UID of difference. Okay. Check with IDU. 1000. Now same. Okay. So that should work then. Uh, okay, it's running something. So I'll try logging out and then back in again. Logging out is very fast though. It's like 5 seconds total. To log in out and in, to log out and then in again. Yeah. I do now get run slash user slash 1000 slash keyring. When I run the echo, Vivaldi gives the same output as before. Is there a nuclear option of just check if the secret service is actually reachable? What? This seems very complicated. Huh? Vivaldi password store equals basic. Vivaldi 2 1. Okay, so actually I do get an error here. Keystore checker, encrypted keystore changed or is now unavailable. So I need to open Claude on this computer. If it's on this one as well. Okay. So I just can't decrypt it, that's it. Yeah, my scroll speed is crazy fast. Jesus Christ. I have to change that. Delete the key source it regenerates. This will lose saved passwords and cookies. And your passwords will come back from the cloud. That's fine. If you say so. So just copy these commands. Um, yeah, so RM. Where's my tilde on the British keyboard? /config. Okay. /config /vivaldi /default /login okay, well, it doesn't even exist anyway. But it's going to be /space data. Okay, that worked. And then default /cookies. Okay, then launch Vivaldi. Password store equals basic. Still the exact same output. Okay. I guess that works, but now I need to like sync. Okay, so settings, sync, login, KojoBailey. Okay, syncing. The validity should work, hopefully then. I don't know why is it even encrypting anything? I guess like I should like encrypt my passwords and stuff, right? Why is it not like why is it like blocking me at the browser level? That's really weird. This is just like failed to sync properly. Literally zero bookmarks. Oh, start syncing. Yeah, please. Okay. Yeah, for some reason it doesn't sync like your settings. It syncs your extensions, but like none of your theme stuff syncs, which is kind of annoying. So I'll do that manually. Hilariously, dark mode does nothing. Okay, I'll see what my things use here then, what settings I use. Just copy them. I think I can like export them as a file maybe, but I don't know. I'll just send that to myself right now. So why is my thing so zoomed in? Okay, let's get my wallpaper set up. So gyro wallpaper, classic. In fact, I should already have it in my files because I just installed it. My tab settings, very important. I use left tabs. God, this is so hard to copy. Okay. It looks like some of my settings actually did copy over, but only some of them did, not all of them, which is very strange. My default search engine was not one of them. I do use Google, I'm afraid. Okay. 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 Um, if I yeah, why is all my stuff's like really zoomed in? I don't know how to change that yet. But anyway, if I try launching Vivaldi normally, I can access everything. Though it is quite pixely. Something to do with like it not using something properly. Like if I search for, I don't know, KojoBailey, accept all cookies, whatever. Okay, no, not YouTube. Oh, that's not pixely though. I don't know. Anyway, okay. Why is the scale of everything so big? Okay, I need to change that. That's for sure. Okay, so Vivaldi set up. That's good. Now, if my wallpaper, what was it? Let's make this a bit bigger. Um, Here. Okay, because there's in a file, a different one. Config slash hyper slash hyperpaper. Okay, so wallpaper, monitor equals blank, path equals something. So I think let's have a look. Pictures, it's there. To rename it to gyro.jpg, JPEG, whatever. So path equals, it's a home, right? Home slash pictures slash gyro.jpg, .jpg, sorry. And then fit mode equals cover. Okay. It's not working, but what? Can't open file for writing. No such file or directory. Oh, that's weird. Okay, I'll just copy the whole file. Try again. Oh, I know why it didn't work. Okay, that's done. Now what? It's showing a startup. So if I just restart now, it'll work. Oh, cool. Yep, nice. That's just so much. It just looks so much nicer to just having wallpaper there. So let me share my screen here. Finally, yep. So I got the gyro wallpaper, and you can see if I open a terminal window that covers it. But if I open multiple, it will show the background a bit. And of course, I can spam to get the golden rectangle. Actually, let me do that. It's kind of funny. What's this? Empty in 10 minutes. Okay, my battery's dying apparently. Not ideal. Also, none of my tabs are closing for some reason. That's why. Yes. Okay, let me just plug in real quick because my battery's actually gonna die. I like how it flashes red. I mean, I do like how it flashes red because I literally wouldn't have noticed otherwise. Not charging. Sick. Okay. Is it not charging? It is charging. Okay. Right. Where was I? Yeah. So golden rectangle. Okay, that's not it. Although that does actually look kind of cool. I think it depends on the mouse position. So should be going inside towards the center here, like this exactly. Is that correct? I'm tripping out right now. Yes, close. Down. Split here. Oops. Split there, and then it should go inside here, and then go up, and inside there, and down, and inside there. There we go. The true secret of the golden rectangle. Steel ball run. This is probably also wrong. Whatever. Yes, close. Yes. But what is open in these things that's making them not close? Maybe they're just too small. I don't know. Anyway, yay. So the next thing to do would be to customize the freaking way bar. 'Cause it looks ugly as hell. But for like basic things here, this is already pretty usable. So I can open my terminals like this, obviously. I haven't skinned my terminal, but I will. I can open my browser. So if I want to open Vivaldi, I can just do that. Sit. I can obviously have this as well. Terminal next to my browser. And if I want to separate these, I can move this to a different workspace and then just super 1 and 2 to switch. Very cool, very nice. I can close that. Yes. I can open other stuff too. So Claude, for instance. I wish I won't, but whatever's there. I can open VLC. Yep. VLC is pixely because I think I need to like change something with the settings here, but for now it works. Kinda, not really. Whatever. It's there. It's there. File manager, right? There's the wallpaper, so I can change it if I want to. And yeah, this is my storage, right? 250 gigs. I got this stuff as well, partitioned. Um, okay, yeah, pretty cool. But the idea here, oops, the idea here is that I will not need to use my mouse, so I'll be able to just open a window, close a window with my fingers, switch between stuff. Very cool. With NeoVim, I can just launch it and then I can do whatever I want. I can have NeoVim next to another instance. Whoops. NeoVim next to like another window. So one can be for code, one can compile. I do wonder how I could change the width of the tiling. Like say I want the right one to be a bit narrower, so I have more space for my NeoVim code, for instance. But otherwise, it's cool. Yeah, yeah, that's it really. I feel like Turkish at the bottom of my screen. I don't know what that's about. I'll see if I can change that too. But yeah, anyway, I look forward to writing this, making it look very cool. The only thing I still have to fix though is the Wi-Fi. I need to figure out how to connect to my uni Wi-Fi because otherwise I can't really use this. So I'm able to connect to other Wi-Fi is fine. Like right now I'm on my home network and that's fine. But it's just freaking uni is not so simple. Uh, cool. Audio deactivated. Uh, I'm gonna finish there for tonight. But good progress, I guess. Yeah, I look forward to writing this more. Um, yeah, not much more, not much more, not much more to say. I guess the last thing I'll look at real quick is how I would customize Waybar. I'm just kind of curious. Can I search here maybe? Waybar. Configuration files. Okay. So Rising Waybar. There are tutorials for this. Waybar official docs. I guess that's a good place to start. The hell? These ads? Oh, is this fake? This definitely looks very fishy, yeah. Why is there a fake Weibo website? That's crazy. It's so sad too, because like it's really going to like trick people. You just copy paste stuff. Aye aye aye. Okay, this must be the real one. Only 11.2k stars. I say only. It's obviously a lot, but okay. How do I customize it? We go wiki styling CSS. Really? Goddamn. Some ideas. Nice. You got ideas here too. Cool. Bar way bar. It'd be cool if they share their files with it, but they didn't. Grr. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'll definitely get on this tomorrow then, or whenever, whatever. For these videos,
Arch, by the way, so I can install it with Pacman. Now, the very first thing I want to tell you though is you want to install one prerequisite before you install Hyprland. It's kind of a weird one, but I'll explain it in a second. The prerequisite you want to install is the terminal emulator called Kitty. So for me, I'm going to type sudo pacman dash
I have that
for our Windows. A good with, then we can launch back into clues as to what Hyprland is super. So call at the bottom of my screen, and so it kind of just is a good way to sort of guess like how you want your windows open. That's pretty good, but there's a lot more to managing your windows in Hyprland than just that. So
okay,
really well so far.
First.
I like where we're going here. Okay, so now that we have a launcher and we're launching programs, we have our terminal open, we have our browser open, I think now is a good time to explain how to actually move around Hyprland and show off some of its quirks and features when it comes to window management. So Hyprland is really interesting the way it manages windows. It has a specific layout that it wants you to follow. Now you can toggle this in your configuration if you want. It's typically off the master layout, right? Yes. Now the master layout, I'm not going to get into too much depth here, but I use an algorithm that will open windows based on what windows you currently have open, and you can see that it kind of already guesses the layout that I want. You can see it opens sort of these new tabs at the very bottom, or these new panes rather, at the bottom of my screen, and so it kind of just is a good way to sort of guess like how you want your windows open. That's pretty good, but there's a lot more to managing your windows in Hyprland than just that. So when you open new windows, you can switch between them by holding super and using your directional keys. So you can see that my right window is now highlighted because I went right, and my left window is now highlighted because I went left. Now what I love is your mouse will also follow with your window. So you can see my mouse went over here, and if I go to the left pane, my mouse is now over on the left. I think that's super helpful to keep your mouse in the context of the window that it's within, the window that you have focused currently. And now that I have these two windows open, I can move them around a couple of different ways. My favorite is to hold down the super key and just drag one with my mouse and drag it over to this side and like.
Oh, what? Yeah, I can do that. Okay, I'll just do that then.
Go. Now I can drag these things between their positions and sort of move them around if I want to. You can also use the keyboard to change which window's on which workspace. By default, we're on workspace 1 right here if I want to move this system. So now let's open up a new workspace and we can launch a new thing. Let's see some other hint right now. Okay, so let's.
It actually does configure
the icons for workspaces that are currently urgent, focused, or default. Now I think .conf should look gorgeous.
Oops. Cool. Whoops. Let me like the video.
Okay, so what is Hyprland? You see, there are many different tiling.
More ergonomics with our config. Our first tool, Hypershot. Getting notified, Hyperlock, lock screen, Hyper idle. I'll skip this video, but I might come back to it in the future. Okay.
This is Windows and this is macOS. But the beauty of Linux.
I do want to watch this video. I know it's not a guide, I don't think. I think it's just his like. Okay, well, it's either his process of going through it, or it's like a meme video where he like goes through what the typical process is. But either way, this would be a good video to watch for like ideas and stuff. So I'll definitely watch that later. But yeah, I'll just start small and build up much from there. The main thing for me is that obviously that it's just functional now, because I want to be able to use it for school as soon as possible, for uni rather. So yeah, what else can I use this for? Jesus Christ, that's not good. Oh yeah, OBS. I want to just quickly look check out OBS here. OBS Studio. It's weird. It launches 2 windows. Can I close this one? All right. I mean, OBS should work without any issues. So if that works, then I'll do my ricing from my other computer and get that working. Oop. Okay. Yep. Cool. And then and also I want to look at replacing the GNOME lock screen with something else that's more customizable. But it's not terrible, I guess. But yeah, that's it. Cool. That has been the Arch Linux Hyprland setting up basic stuff experience in Extra Dark, and you guys couldn't see anything, but the future videos you'll be able to see stuff. So cool. I'm excited.